So here we go. Here's your grid for the South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Minis class. Kyle Ride will lead them away for this one. Joe Dickinson alongside Chris Weston and Ross Humphreys will make up row 2. Ty Kinton will start this one in 5th with Charlie Herons alongside. Gaz Roberts and Pete Ward will make up row 4. Then it will be Dane Blackburn and Scott Larkin to round out the top 10. Starting in 11th position for this one will be William Lawrence Wardle, and he'll have Nathan Flanagan alongside him. Chloe Jones starts this one from 13th position with Mikey Shuka alongside. Sam Crooks will start this one from 15th with Michael Ferrada Sam Crooks will be 15th with Michael Ferrada 16th. Joe Goggins will start this one from 17th with Luke Bithell 18th. Rounding out the top 20 will be Callum Ricketts in 19th and Mark Evans in 20th place. Row 11 of the grid sees Tom Lewis take the 21st spot, with Mike Edwards starting alongside him in 22nd. 23rd on the grid will be James Edwards with Casey Jones alongside. 25th spot on the grid has Paul Verity occupying it with Steve Ferguson alongside him in 26th. 27th on the grid is John O'Dowd with Patrick O'Connor starting 28th. Then in 29th it will be Luke Beard. In 30th it will be Leslie Noble, and then rounding out a packed 31 bike grid will be Carl Baines, who wasn't able to set a time, so it'll be interesting to see what Carl can achieve.
Biggest grid of the day, Howard?
I think this is our biggest grid, yeah, because I think bigger than this they've gone for an A and a B race, so definitely is going to be a frenetic one, this one. Popular class this, as it has been throughout the series. This class for riders aged 14 years and up, supported by South Coast Honda, who are fantastic supporters of the British mini bikes. Generally, plenty of support coming in. Charlotte Jones wishes good luck of Chloe Jones on Facebook, and I have to say I've been seeing loads of support coming in for Chloe Jones throughout the day on Facebook. Do keep your comments coming in. This is a class that's provided us with plenty of entertainment throughout the year. The flags are in the air and they're down, and away we go. Kyle Ride gets a decent start from pole and manages to hold on to the lead. I think as well Joe Dickinson got the start he needed to hold on to second as they work round. Oh, we've got a rider down already from the mid-pack there. They're already up though and recovering their bikes, so thankfully I don't think that's going to be a red flag situation. I think that's going to be a case of them dusting themselves off, getting back on the bike and getting underway as the main body of the pack work their way through Lunabed for the first time and onto the Conrod Straight. We're going to see a replay here then. So the top few riders are okay, are they? Yeah, so it's about 10th place that they go down. We'll look out for who's dropped on timing, but as they come around to finish this lap, it's Kyle Ride still at the head of this one. Coming across the line, it's Kyle Ride. Joe Dickinson has come across in second. Chris Weston, Ty Kinton, Ross Humphreys, Pete Ward, Charlie Herons, Gaz Roberts, Nathan Flanagan and Williams Lawrence Ward will round out the top 10. And the person dropping right down the order is Dane Blackburn. So, unfortunate for him, he is the rider that we saw going off, but he, as I say, he's already got back underway again.
We are looking at Chris Weston and Ty Kinton, the battle for third place, currently held by Chris Weston, Kinton not far behind. Back to our leaders now, Kyle Ride out in front, Joe Dickinson, the man in white, chasing him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kinton there having a little look up the inside of Weston. Weston 57, Kinton 56. As they come up the hill, Weston is Kinton.
Yeah, and then back down again towards Joey Dunlop corner. Stays as they were. Kyle Ride leads Dickinson across the line, and then, as Jacob's been talking about, the Weston Kinton Humphreys battle over third place.
Leaders very close together, only a 10th of a second separating them as they went over the line. Joe Dickinson really giving Kyle Ride a hard time.
Yep, absolutely. Brilliant to see these bikes changing direction through the S's there onto the Rogerson straight. And Dickinson will be trying every which way to challenge Carl Ryde here. Carl Ryde has already been at the sharp end of a BMB field today. In fact, pretty much within the last hour, I'd say.
Let's hope that the problems he had earlier don't beset him here.
Yep, absolutely. Disappointment for Ryde earlier. Here he shall be looking for some redemption.
As they complete their third lap.
Yep.
No reduction in laps showing so far for this one. They might give this one 10 and reduce the others to 8, I'd imagine.
Yep, that's what they've done in previous rounds. Ty Kinton got past Chris Weston for third on that last tour of the circuit. As that battle over third place works its way into Luna Bend.
It'd be interesting to see now if Kinton closes up on the back of Ryde and Dickinson. They are currently 4.5 seconds up the track.
Yep, we're just catching a glimpse here of the battle between, I think it's Michael Ferreder and Scott Larkin. Larkin's just got past Ferreder for 11th place. This is the same part of the field. Just looking for where the leaders are. They're currently working their way through 1 and 2. So much to try and keep track of in this one. It's a shame we can't bring you everything, but with 31 bikes out there, as you can imagine, there's battles happening up and down the field in this one. Leaders coming into Luna Bend now. There they were. You just saw them going out of the shot. And then here's the battle for third. Kinton, Weston, very close together, but don't count out Ross Humphreys, Pete Ward and Charlie Herons, who are all part of this 5-bike pack. And then here's the battle for pretty much everything else. Behind the likes of Gaz Roberts, William Lawrence Wardle, Nathan Flanagan, Scott Larkin. I was talking about getting their move on Michael Ferreder. Here's the battle for the third place though. This is Weston, and I think he's got past Kinton for third again.
Now this is a battle for third, and Weston is indeed back ahead of Kinton.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you're saying then, because I didn't think they were on screen, but
what I was seeing was different to what was on screen. That's the problem.
But what you said is true. Weston back into third.
What I think we were also seeing was Scott Larkin and Nathan Flanagan was what we were seeing on screen, with Larkin putting a move on Flanagan for 10th. Also, Mike Edwards got past Mark Evans on that last lap for 17th place. Once again, the battle for third heads up the hill.
Still Kyle Ryde out in front. He just completes another lap, closely followed by Joe Dickinson. Third place battle now on screen comes across the line. Weston, Kinton, Humphreys and Ward. Charlie Herons in 7th place behind them. And then a bit of a gap back to Gaz Roberts in 8th. William Lawrence Wardle is in 9th. I'm running out the top 10. Scott Larkin.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely looks like Kinton's thinking of putting a move here on Weston. He's got a lot of pace in this early part of the lap. Can he get good drive off of this corner onto the back straight? He's got alongside and he's got the job done. Really nicely positioned move there by Ty Kinton to take himself back up into third place spot as they go past some of the traffic. A lap down. 3 laps to go. Still Kyle Ryde at the head of this one, with Joe Dickinson not letting him rest easy. The closest battle at the moment is this one over third, headed by Ty Kinton.
Three of them have similar styles and similar lines. Often in these battles we've seen different riders trying different things, but these three seemingly on the same wavelength.
Yep, Scott Larkin is really a man on the move here. He's now challenging William Lawrence Wardle for 9th place, having worked his way up past the likes of Nathan Flanagan and Luke Biddle. So good race for him.
Bit of breathing space out at the front now for Kyle Ride. Joe Dickinson close to 2 seconds behind as we cross the line.
Yeah. Looking further down the order, Chloe Jones on the last time around got past Mike Edwards over 17th place, and James Edwards took Casey Jones for 20th, so plenty of really good battles happening throughout the field here.
Could we be seeing a battle between the two Edwards brothers down in 18th and 20th? Keep an eye on that one.
Yep. Good spot there, Jacob.
I was in there warning earlier on.
So the battle over 3rd place is just going through Luna Bend now. This is one of our battles further down. I think this is the lower part of the top 10 still, where they've been closely bunched throughout. So I think this might be the likes of Biddle, Flanagan and Shuker. Our leader has just started the last lap though. Coming through turn 2 now is Carl Ride.
I'm sure we'll pick him up momentarily. He's closely followed, but not too closely, by Joe Dixon, 2.5 seconds down the road. And then 10 seconds back is Chris Weston, Ty Kinton,
and that's, sorry Jacob, that's significant because it means Chris Weston has got back past Ty Kinton on that one. So you still can't say who's going to get 3rd in this one. That's going to be one to keep an eye on this last lap.
And they know it's the last lap as well. They are side by side and touch.
Oh, down. That's Chris Weston down. And Ty Kinton, well, he tried up the inside of the left-hander going into Luna Bend. I don't think there was contact. I think it just put Chris Weston out on the gravel. Meanwhile, at the front, Kyle Ride takes the win. Joe Dickinson takes a well-earned 2nd place. Good riding from both of those two. And then for 3rd place will come Ty Kinton. Ross Humphreys gets 4th place, having stayed with them for the whole race. Pete Ward crosses the line in 5th. Charlie Herons will finish 6th. How far down will Chris Weston fall? He's come across in 7th. So Chris Weston recovers to 7th. It's a decent recovery, but it's definitely going to be for him a case of what might have been. Gaz Roberts in 8th, 9th for Scott Larkin. William Lawrence Wardle rounds out the top 10. Luke Bithell will finish 11th, 12th for Mikey Shuker. Nathan Flanagan finishes 13th, 14th for Sam Crooks. Chloe Jones finishes 15th. Tom Lewis in 16th, Mike Edwards 17th. Callum Ricketts 18th, 19th for James Edwards. Paul Verity finishes 20th, 21st is Casey Jones. Steve Ferguson finishes 22nd, 23rd for John O'Dowd. Joe Goggins 24th, 25th for Mark Evans, 26th for Leslie Noble. Luke Beard is 27th, Michael Farrader for finished 28th, and Dane Blackburn we saw having
Here's the replay,
issue.
Howard. Sorry to jump over you.
No, that's fine. So Kinton challenging Weston, and he tries a bold move up the inside, and I think Weston got out of shape before Kinton was actually on the scene there.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. There's a hand in the air there.
Weston clearly felt that there was an influence there, but it was almost like he.
Can we get it again?
He had to stand it up.
Is that possible, Luke? Is Luke listening? Producer Luke.
Weston had to stand it up.
Here we go once more.
Yeah, so coming onto the Rogerson straight, and then we'll look to see if there's any touch at all. No, he'd already stood it up.
I don't think there is. I think it's his
I think he knew that Kinton was there, and was suddenly stood up the bike slightly, put him out wide, and then he lost the grip. I can see why he's putting his arm in the air, because he clearly feels it wouldn't have happened if Kinton wasn't there, but there wasn't any contact. It was just a very bold move by Ty Kinton. So I think he's fine with that. I think it's firm but fair, and unfortunate for Chris Weston on that one. Anyway, that was the end of your first rotation of races, so now we're moving on to race 2, specifically 2B in the Pit Bike 160s. So we're about to go in to our last race of the day. It will contain the last lap, which will be race 2 in the South Coast Honda Superminis Ultimate and Stock Open class. Kyle Ryde will start this one from pole. Joe Dickinson in second. Chris Weston in third. Ross Humphreys fourth. Ty Kinton is fifth. Charlie Herons will start this one from sixth. Then it will be Gaz Roberts starting seventh on the grid. Pete Ward starts this one from eighth. Dane Blackburn will start ninth, with Scott Larkin rounding out the top 10. William Lawrence Wardle will start from 11th, with Nathan Flanagan alongside. Chloe Jones starts this one from 13th. Mikey Schuker in 14th. 15th will be Sam Crooks, and then it will be Michael Ferrider in 16th. 17th on the grid will be Joe Goggins, with Luke Biddle alongside in 18th. Callum Ricketts will start 19th, with Mark Evans rounding out the top 20. 21st on the grid will be Tom Lewis, with Mike Edwards in 22nd. James Edwards will be 23rd, with Casey Jones occupying the 24th spot on the grid. Paul Verity will start 25th. 26th will be Steve Ferguson. 27th will be John O'Dowd. Patrick O'Connor will start from 28th on the grid. 29th will be Luke Beard. Leslie Noble will be 30th, and rounding out the 31 bike grid will be Carl Baines. As far as I'm aware, the only Pit Bike Open competitor in this one is Leslie Noble. So congratulations, Leslie, if that's correct, on winning the Pit Bike Open class within this race. But the rest of the field featuring in the Super Mini Ultimates. So, big grid, as we saw last time, 31 bikes. So plenty of action. Now, earlier on, there was so much action we couldn't show it all to you or even keep track of it all. We're going to do our best. But such is the nature of the British mini bikes that it's going to be a challenge for sure. Kyle Ryde, you can see there on the pole position. He'll be looking for not his first success of today. He's had such a good day at the races. Yes, he had the disappointment of his bike going in the stock 140s earlier, but since then it's just been up and up for Kyle. So what can he do in this last race? Can anyone challenge him? There's 30 bikes behind him as he looks over his shoulder who want to do just that. Last race of the day. Support coming in on Facebook for Ty in the number 56. Ty Kinton, that is. So, as we wait for the last race to get underway, yellow flag up, green flag up, engine notes rise, and we're away. And it's a good start from both on the front row. Kyle Ryde is going to hold on to it, though. Joe Dickinson holds on round the outside from the likes of Chris Weston as they come around turn 2. I'm happy to say, for a grid so big, and given some of the incidents we've seen today, they get through turn 2 cleanly. Plenty of support coming in on Facebook. Thank you very much for supporting the stream today and following the action as they work their way into Luna Bend. It is Kyle Ryde ahead of Joe Dickinson still. Chris Weston is in third, but look at this. Dickinson is looking to challenge Kyle Ryde now as they head towards the hill, and he's got the job done. Joe Dickinson to the head of the field, but Kyle Ryde's trying to get the cut back up the hill. We'll look as they come over the crest, will we? And Kyle Ryde's managed to get him back, indeed. So really good battle on the first lap of the race. If that's what this is all going to be like, sign me up, because that was a fantastic first lap there. Kyle Ryde it is, though, who leads ahead of Joe Dickinson, Chris Weston, Ty Kinton, Pete Ward, Charlie Herons, Gaz Roberts, Dane Blackburn, William Lawrence Wardle, and Nathan Flanagan rounds out the top 10 at the end of that lap.
Kyle Ryde once again finding a bit of extra pace at the top of the hill. That seems to be doing wonders for him today. Certainly helped him win that last race.
Yep, absolutely. But he's got a fight on his hands here if he wants to win this one, because Joe Dickinson is looking racy, and I think we're about to see battle resumed as well from earlier on today between Chris Weston and Ty Kinton.
Yes, contention's end to that last one. Let's hope they can keep it clean in this one.
We just saw a flash there of the battle in the lower part of the top 10 between Gaz Roberts, Dane Blackburn and William Lawrence Wardle. They're all very close together.
Kyle Ryde holds first position as we come round on the second of 8 laps. Joe Dickinson, very close behind. This is going to rage all race.
Yep, absolutely. Quick look over the shoulder from Dickinson as he exits that corner, but he doesn't need to worry too much at the moment because Weston and Kinton are having their own little battle. There it is. There's Chris Weston and Ty Kinton. Ty Kinton's got a run on him, and you'll remember this is the one that came to tears in exactly this part of the lap earlier on today.
I think Weston saw it coming this time and wasn't so surprised and or shocked.
Yeah.
No contact that time, and I don't think there was contact earlier either.
No.
I'm sure they've caught up.
I'm sure
over
yeah.
glass of water.
If not, we got it on camera, lads. It's fine. Look at this then. 5-bike battle here. This, I think, is Dane Blackburn leading the battle. Actually, no, it might be Scott Larkin who's leading a right train of bikes over the positions in the teens. Again, just as before, don't really know where to look in this class for action because there's just so much of it. You can see the top four, though, have paired off into these two battles. Here's the battle over third, which has Ty Kinton at the front.
Say one name at a time.
Yeah. No, it's happening too fast. I'm going to have to amalgamate everybody's first name into their second.
Let's call him Cried in front.
And there's the battle.
Cried and Jixon out in first and second. Apologies for anyone who couldn't hear me there. Some technical difficulties which we've rearranged.
That's fine.
I was being very informative and funny.
Oh, and up the inside for third, I can see just out the window, not catching it on the cameras, but change for third place. Chris Weston just went up the inside of Ty Kinton into turn one. Really nice move as we're looking at the battle once again between... I'm going to pick up who exactly is in that pack because it's a fantastic battle going here. We're back with the battle for third place. Ty Kinton trying around the outside this time. I don't think it's going to work from there. So Chris Weston will hold on this time to third place.
Bit of traffic for our front two. They've come across the back marker. Seem to have navigated past him successfully though, with little to no effect on the lead. Up the hill come our third and fourth place riders. We pick them up on the other side. They go through the last corner now.
So the brilliant 5-bike train that we've seen the last few laps was indeed that battle in the lower teens. Joe Goggins, Chloe Jones, Michael Ferreder, Mark Evans, all in that battle. So when you see the long train, that's what that battle is. But we're looking here, in fact you can see it just in the back of shot flashing in there. So Ty Kinton running third, Chris Weston behind him. Behind them is also a 2-bike battle over fifth.
There's battles everywhere.
There is battles basically everywhere. Just take it as read. There's battles.
Our leaders come out of the Lunar Complex as we watch third and fourth, although
that's fifth and sixth. That's Dane Blackburn and Charlie Hearens.
Yes.
I'm wondering what's happened to Pete Ward because he's just dropped down the timings and I'm not sure if it's a genuine off or he's just having a bit of a transponder issue. So Chris Weston and Ty Kinton up the inside again.
Ride leads Dickinson down into the Lunar Complex. Still not much between them, as with these pair here in third and fourth. Ty Kinton follows Chris Weston into the long right-hander.
Absolutely.
I mean, a significant part of this track could be described as a long right-hander.
It's true. It is true. I think it's been a really good circuit to visit this one.
Yeah.
But we need to keep an eye on this battle because Joe Dickinson last time through set the fastest lap of the race, a 56.353, and we are on to the last lap of this one, and so it's the last lap of the day. So can Dickinson give the challenge to Kyle Ride here? Wondering what this is a replay of.
A tree.
Yeah. It was them coming around the last corner, which looks superb.
But
we need to keep an eye on this one. Our leaders are working their way through the Lunar Bend now. There they are. They've got a bit of traffic to deal with. But I think Carl Ride's got enough in hand now. He's had a very strong first part of the lap. Looks over the shoulder, knows that he's looking good. It's going to be, all things being equal, another win for Carl Ride. We look for him to come over the crest of the hill. There he is. He's just got to get through Joey Dunlop corner onto the start-finish. Pulls the wheelie, and well he might. Carl Ride takes the win ahead of Joe Dickinson. Brilliant ride from both of those two. Third place is going to be Ty Kinton. It is Ty Kinton ahead of Chris Weston. Dane Blackburn will be fourth. Charlie Herons will finish, in sixth. Where am I? Ty Kinton third. Chris Weston fourth. Dane Blackburn in fifth. Charlie Heron sixth. Williams Lawrence Wardle in seventh. And we're just looking at quite how close to the edge Carl Ride was getting there, maybe. I think, just showing how much of the circuit he was using.
Maybe Luke just really likes that shot.
He had a bit of a wobble, that's what I'm hearing. He did a bit, I'll give you that. Right, let's talk through the order. Right, Carl Ride wins, Joe Dickinson second, Ty Kinton gets the bragging rights over Chris Weston at the end there. Dane Blackburn in fifth, Charlie Heron sixth, seventh for William Lawrence Wardle, Gaz Roberts in eighth, Scott Larkin in ninth, Joe Goggins 10th, 11th for Michael Ferrada, Chloe Jones finishes in 12th, and all of these riders from Joe Goggins downward were just in a race-long battle. So Joe Goggins, Michael Ferrada, Chloe Jones, Mark Evans, Tom Lewis, Callum Ricketts. Finally, Pete Ward's transponder updates to put him in sixth. I thought he was still in amongst them. So Ward in sixth, seventh for Charlie Herons, William Lawrence Wardle, Gaz Roberts, Scott Larkin, Joe Goggins, Michael Ferrada, Chloe Jones, Mark Evans, Tom Lewis in 15th, Callum Ricketts, James Edwards, Steve Ferguson, Casey Jones, Ross Humphreys, Paul Verity, John O'Dowd, Leslie Noble, Nathan Flanagan, Luke Bithell, Sam Cooks and Michael Edwards. What a large field, but what a great race. What a good way to finish off the day. Jacob, how have you found today, mate?
It's been another fantastic round of British mini bikes, hasn't it? Once again, throwing up some phenomenal races. Can hardly take your eyes off the track, can you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think obviously we've had several red flags today, which has been regrettable, but no riders seriously harmed. Everyone received the necessary attention and seemed to be fundamentally okay. I'd like to segue from that into thanking all of the circuit staff and the medics who were on hand today. There you can see Alan Lord, the guy in the white shirt. Thank you very much to him and to all of his team who make this championship possible. So definitely thank you to, yes, the circuit staff, marshals, medics, and Alan Lord and his team for making this possible. Let's run through the other thank yous as well. Thank you very much, firstly, to you, the viewers. Thank you very much for supporting our stream today. We hope you've enjoyed it. Apologies for some of the glitches and
anything that,
anything that we may basically got and managed to confuse ourselves earlier on today. But hopefully you've enjoyed following the coverage. If you like what you have seen, then definitely give a like on Facebook to Alpha Live Productions, and also head over to their YouTube channel if you're not already watching us on the YouTube channel, and subscribe to Alpha Live. They do a lot of good stuff. If you like what you've heard from a commentary perspective, along with Andrew Mather, who covered round one of this championship, I and he together are Double Dash Motorsport Media, so check us out on Facebook. Jacob, is there anything they can they give you a follow on Twitter? Or
I've got a Twitter account. I don't really use it, to be honest with you.
That's fair enough.
If you want to see more of me chatting to riders and or competitors, then you can join us in a couple of weeks' time for Llandau, round 5 of the British Mini Bikes Championship. That will be on the 1st of July, and that's in my part of the world, actually. So I'll feel very much at home, and I'll be making the riders feel as comfortable as possible.
Absolutely. My thanks to Alpha Live and Luke Austin of Alpha Live, who's been putting in all the effort as the producer, Chris Simpson, who's been calling all the camera shots, along with the camera guys who have supported us from Yellow Lizard Media. So thank you to all of those people. And I think I've got everyone there, but no, thank you very much to everyone for supporting the stream today, and to all the competitors, of course. That's the person to thank. The competitors for supporting this championship as well. It's brilliant to see the series in such rude health.
Yes.
So,
indeed. As you said, thank you to competitors. I feel Kyle Ride had a really good performance today, and popping up on your screen now should be a message from Pete Fairweather saying, "Class performance, Kyle. Good job." There it is, and couldn't agree more with that.
yeah, absolutely. I think definitely strong contender there for Rider of the Day. Right, that's everything then from Three Sisters. As Jacob says, we'll be back soon at Hlandau for round 5. That's on the 30th of June and 1st of July, that weekend. So do join us for that. If you're at the circuit, have a very safe trip home. So thank you to everybody. This has been an Alpha Live production live stream with support from Yellow Lizard Media and Double Dash Motorsport Media. See you again soon, folks. Thanks very much. Goodbye.